Well, interestingly enough, recently I was playing Battlefield 4, and I noticed a lot of my clanmates don't play anymore. So me and Zill got on, and we found it to be a fairly atrocious experience. The hit markers were ridiculous, 2 bullets for a headshot. The Schwar, which was one of my favorite laser guided rockets, I spent a lot of time learning how to use that to actually get a kill with that rocket versus a helicopter was gratifying. It was satisfying. You worked for that kill. It's not like it's laser guy. Well, it is laser guided by you, but it's not like it's a lock on fire and forget, wee, and then run off somewhere else, and the rocket does all the work for you. It was a weapon that required skill and a lot of dedication. But due to the community complaining, it was then nerfed. Now, there was also some other weird patches that went on that kind of set stuff off, and it coincides with the new Battlefield at Night garbage. I didn't even bother with that. The funny thing is, while playing, some clan members made an interesting sort of conspiracy theory, and they said that the recent patches were made to sort of make people play Hardline. What am I saying? It seems crazy, right? Why would a company... Well, EA has done a lot of stupid shit, so, when you think about it as it's EA, then it doesn't seem that far-fetched. I mean, look what they did to Madden and NFL games. 2K games were getting too good with their football games. EA walked right in, bought the trademark for the NFL, and now only they can do NFL games. And pretty much people, surprisingly, every year buy just a slightly better iteration of, I don't know, Madden 2014. I mean, really. Or 2013. It hasn't changed much. But in the gunplay, Modern Warfare games and such, EA doesn't have the luxury of being able to copyright that and hold it to themselves by buying the trademark. Now, as we all know, Battlefield Hardline came out, and it's not very good. I'm sorry. I never liked Hardline. The demo was atrocious. I puked in my mouth and I spilled my sanity on the floor. I said, this is garbage. It's essentially working on one of the older winter patches for Battlefield 4. Now check this interesting thing out. Recently, the recent patches came out, and for a while on Origin, Battlefield Hardline was on sale for like $19 or $29. They also had a pack where if you bought Battlefield Hardline for $29, you got Battlefield 4. I don't even think most people... Now, that was an interesting thing. Let's say you actually wanted Battlefield 4. And for some reason you thought, maybe I'll try out Battlefield Hardline. That still counted as a sale for them. I mean, right now, Hardline is... I don't know what it is. I should pop up Origin, but... I've got this thing on, and it's being a slut. It is being a dirty, dirty slut. The worst type of slut. The slut that won't sleep with you. You know those kind? Yeah, me too. They fucked everybody else in school, but not good old me. Not good old Gundam. The Battlefield bundle is now $44.99. Let's see. Battlefield Hardline Deluxe Upgrade. Nope. Let's see. Battlefield Hardline Standard Edition is still $29. Okay. So essentially, they were pretty much shoving Battlefield down your throat, Hardline, to get 4. Now let's get back to the facts here. Someone on September 9th showed an interesting statistic. Battlefield Hardline had only 832 players playing at that time. The peak of players was 2,350. That was the peak in September for that. Now, Battlefield 4 had 13,719 players online, and the peak was 30,292 players. Essentially, Battlefield 4 is demolishing Hardline online and PC. We're not talking consoles, because console gamers don't have much to fucking play. Next generation isn't really that great. Next generation is essentially last generation all over again, and a few nice ones. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that there wasn't much to play on, the next gen consoles, I don't think Metal Gear would have sold as well as it did, and I don't think Witcher would have sold as well as it did, because The Witcher 2 wasn't really that critically acclaimed on consoles. I mean, people didn't give much of a shit with The Witcher 2 on Xbox 360. And Metal Gear Solid 4, though a great game, a lot of people don't really care for because they felt it was too stealthy. Now with the new consoles out and there isn't much going on, those two games sold well, and it's actually introduced a lot of people who otherwise would have ignored these great games to actually play it. Every now and then I see someone write some review about how The Witcher and Metal Gear really fucking suck, but then again, they like Call of Duty. Back to my point. Now, here's another interesting statistic. The popularity within 7 days. Let's see, as player statistics from the P-Stats network show, there are more active Battlefield 4 players than Hardline players. Granted, Battlefield 4 has been on the market for far longer than Hardline, but mentioned earlier, a new Battlefield game tends to surpass the older game. No shit. Right now, Hardline is doing worse than Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 4 isn't a gem right now. There are a couple reasons why Battlefield 4 is more popular at the moment. One, Hardline has been somewhat of a disappointment despite having stable launch. The game is the worst reviewed Battlefield game to date with a Metacritic score of just 72. That game blows. I'm sorry. I told a lot of people not to buy Hardline. I played it as like, there's nothing special here, don't buy it. And you know what? They bought it anyway. So fie on them. That's what Judy Garland used to say. Another reason, and a big one, is that DICE and DICE LA have been releasing great Battlefield 4 updates over the past few months. Battlefield 4 is now better than ever, even despite the recent patch issues with hit registration. Yeah. Notice how, like, the patches get better and better and better, and now Hardline's, like, lagging behind. And all of a sudden, the patch just gets really shitty. Right around the time when Battlefield Hardline is on sale. Conspiracy, I say. Battlefield popularity within the last 7 days. I'll be sure to put up this graph for you. Wow. It is On PS4, Battlefield Hardline is doing better than Battlefield 4, obviously. Battlefield Hardline has hit around 800,000 player stat network. What? Is that true? Are there really 800,000 people playing this? I think that's bullshit. How is this, like... I'm going to put this up. You determine for yourself. Let's see. And Battlefield 4 is doing around just under 400,000. But it's the reverse on PC. And that's what we're paying attention to right now, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, Battlefield 3 is doing better than Battlefield Hardline. Wow. That is crazy. But then again, Battlefield 3 was pretty legit. I mean, no joke. Battlefield 3 was probably the better Battlefield of the three. I play 4 because, I don't know, I'm an asshole. I like punishment, apparently. Not only that, Battlefield 4 players have a lot to look forward to. The next patch will include a gray more than new weapons later. So this is an older article, but still. This is probably right before the Night thing came out and the Gunmaster. Yeah, April 4th. Well, there you go. Interesting. I could look up more, but I'm not going to bother. Because I don't think this is something many people give a shit about. It's just, you know, an interesting little thought out there. Feel free to tell me what you think if you play. I mean, do you really believe or think that EA is conniving enough to actually sort of mess up Battlefield 4 to try and rejuvenate the on life support Hardline? Let me know in the comment box at the bottom. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, obviously, and share me with people. Believe me, sharing is caring. When you go to a party and someone shares with you cocaine, you don't say no. Exactly. My channel is like a good line of coke. It smells like gasoline, and it makes your belly tingle. Actually, it doesn't make your belly tingle because you've never been on cocaine, so you don't know. But whatever. I'll see you guys later with hopefully something more news-related, something better.